Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. Before I begin today's episode, I want you to know that we are soon approaching the release of my new book, You Can Thrive After Narcissistic Abuse. The release date is only 6 weeks away. And to celebrate the release of my book, myself and the MTE team have been working really hard over the last couple of months. And we are so excited to tell you that we're going to be hosting a 6 weeks to launch party, where we'll be releasing lots of content to heal from narcissistic abuse for real. Included in this will be exciting interviews with experts from a range of different fields, lots of new video presentations, articles and posts across our social platforms, live Q&As, which I love doing, and giveaways. To get all the material that we have coming your way, please make sure you subscribe to the New Life newsletter. The link is at the top corner of this video, and also to my YouTube channel, and make sure you're following me on Facebook and Instagram. All right, so now on to today's video. It truly is terrifying initially. Once we start understanding there are people in the world who just don't think and operate the way we do. It's unfathomable, oh that's such a hard word to say, unfathomable, to most of us, that there are people who mine, manipulate and purposefully scheme their agendas despite the terrible way it affects others, without conscience, remorse or care. This defies what we've believed about human nature, and it can seriously compromise our ability to see the good in people. And this shock to this very core of our spirit makes us wonder, can we be safe in life again? I truly believe we can. And the way we can is to heal our fear, walk our truth, and show up making the choices that do nourish and flourish our soul and completely leave alone what doesn't. Let me explain how. Becoming anti-fear. I talk a lot about anti-fear in this community, and for a very good reason, because we're waking up as a collective humanity into taking responsibility for our consciousness and just how powerful we are as quantum creators. What this means is if we spend our days researching narcissists, believing that they're everywhere and that we must arm, protect and guard ourselves against them, then what have we become? The truth is we're not safe. Rather, we're magnets for more of what we're trying to defend ourselves from. Just like dogs bite people who are scared of them and sharks are drawn to bleeding bodies in water, we also become targets for exactly what we fear. Let me share this simple to understand example with you. Previously, I was a dating coach, helping women date and meet men online. The people who are stuck in the fears of men who are only after one thing continually get hit on inappropriately, sexualized and traumatized by men doing this. Yet the women who have absolutely no fear of men acting inappropriately, and easily, if they did, would simply block and delete, hardly ever, if ever, come up against this, and are so prepared that if they do, they would have a laugh at the twit, devaluing them, thinking that's attractive, and would be over it and onto their next chosen reality as quickly as it takes to boil a kettle. However, the women who are fearful and carrying trauma and terror could spend an entire month agonizing over how men are, how there are no good ones available, and what hope do they have. And in fact, after a couple of these experiences, they would probably ditch dating altogether, sinking into even further contraction and fear. I love this quantum analogy. It's so true. When we are no longer scared to walk under ladders, there will be no more on our path. Our job is not to try to avoid ladders. Rather, it's to welcome them showing up and then show up powerfully ourselves and be fully prepared to walk under them. When you no longer need to, then you'll no longer need to. That's how it goes. And I hope you understand this, because it is everything. And in identical ways, if we don't become anti-fear with narcissists, then we can never be free to access emotionally, vibrationally, and for real, the good stuff in our life. I love it when we understand not my reality. And I love block and delete when we realize an experience or person is toxic, abusive, and not the alignment of our values and truth. When we are still stuck in our inner trauma that matches what this person is hurting us with, we will stay connected, even if just emotionally and mentally. If we're still rolling around in it, we have not yet dedicated enough to turning inwards to purge, heal, and up-level the pain and trauma within us that is being significantly triggered. Like the women who carry the traumatic beliefs, men are only after one thing. Unconsciously, what we are doing is trying to figure out, change, and fix the billions of people and situations in the world in order to feel safe, rather than letting go, going within, and doing the real work on the only person that we ever can, ourselves. How do we know when we've done this successfully? When the urge and desire to obsess or fear this thing or person in your life gets less and less, and your real life that is a million miles from that previous reality gets more and more. But it takes work, it takes development, and it takes the understanding that this is where our growth is, that this is a real opportunity and grist of painful people and experiences. And the longer we keep looking outwards and fearing, researching and protecting, the more we deny this to ourselves. Once you know somebody is pathological, non-accountable, unconscious, and has no ability to be remorseful or truthful or have consideration for others, and is not aligned with your truth and values, stop playing. Block and delete. Let go and turn inwards to work as hard as it takes on yourself to release all connections, attachments, and feelings to this person. Then they will become not your reality. And not only will the pain about this person stop, you will also have graduated beyond the unconscious tendency to connect to other people at this painful lower vibrational level again. Does that inner development feel empowering and make you safer in your own body going forward into the future? You bet it does. I want to talk about our authentic self revolution. This is the deal. If we're hungry, we may look to junk food as an instant hit to feel better. We make excuses for what we choose, and we don't care about how that faux food could be abusing us. The same is true regarding our inner development. If we're not dedicated to feeling full, whole, and releasing ourselves from our traumas of crap, the fears of criticism, rejection, abandonment, and punishment that make us play small, go along, keep the peace, believe lies, hand our power away to abusive people, then we will choose relationships and situations that are as toxic for us as junk food. If this is the case, of course we're going to be in fear. Of course we're not safe. And the thing that brings us the most fear is this: I can't trust myself. I can't show up and back myself, and I still try to get other people to grant me love, approval, survival, and security instead of being these sources to myself. When we are full, healthy, and self-loving, we are no longer relationship addicts trying to self-medicate our inner emptiness. We don't jump straight into friendships, love affairs, and business deals with people. We're not living in a society where people are holding a gun to our head making us do these things. We're now waking up to the truth that we are quantum creators, making up all our experiences and unfolding them from our inner beings. We can have power by trusting and investigating any uneasy feelings in our inner gut. Tell me it's not usually 100% right. Ask questions, take our time, draw up contracts, honour ourselves, retain our boundaries, investigate anything that we need to, and know that there is an unlimited supply coming my way if this one doesn't work out. We understand that at quantum reality, there are trillions of permutations that are being called forth from our inner alignment constantly. Please know, no narcissist will hang around while you do your due diligence. They are instant gratification junkies. They need the hit of narcissistic supply and your energy very quickly or not at all. If they know the deal is not stacked massively in their favour because you are too self-respecting and honouring, they will need to move on to easier pastures. The power of being yourself. I promise you, in all of my life now, I don't consider if someone is a narcissist or not. It's not even important, and I truly don't care. I actually don't have the energy to work out other people. I'd rather just be myself. I found the biggest inoculation is that I don't hand people my sad stories for them to tell me how they will be the oasis in my desert to fix it. Narcissists are experts in doing this because I've now taken full responsibility for healing my own sad stories myself. Additionally, I'm prepared to have the difficult conversations, honour my gut feelings, and tell the truth about what I feel or need to retain my boundaries and values. Toxic people leave my experience because they can't mine me for their own benefit anymore. And beautiful, genuine people gravitate towards the realness because it reflects who they are themselves. Is fear necessary? Not at all. I have less fear than I ever had. Even though I've had previous narcissistic experiences desecrate me to a millimetre of losing my life. What was necessary for my transformation was the intense work on myself so that I could be totally confident and comfortable in my own body and skin, regardless of what anybody else is or isn't doing. Gosh, I hope this has helped inspire you to become this true version of yourself also. Can you see how our world, personal and collective, would transform, and how narcissists would be starved of any energy or power whatsoever if we all just put in the effort and work to become fully ourselves? Truly, when we work on ourselves and make it our greatest mission to develop and show up as our authentic self, narcissists are about as relevant as the greasy hamburger that we don't even think about anymore. If you know it's time to get to this level and you deeply feel the truth of what I'm saying, join me on the other side, on this side, which starts by connecting to my free inner transformational 16-day recovery course, which includes an invitation to a healing workshop with me, a set of ebooks, and lots more. So to access these, just click the link at the top right of this video. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified as soon as each new video is released. I really love sharing this with you today, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation about this. And also to make sure you connect up for our 6-week pre-book launch party. And until next time, you know what to do. Keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there is nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.